I need a mental health day. Let's get out of here. All right, let's start our mental health day. Hopefully I won't melt in the process. The first reason that I think taking a mental health day is important has to do with the idea of cumulative stress. What is becoming clearly apparent is that stress, even if it's low level, if it's consistent and there's not a significant break in it, over time, cumulatively, your body ends up reacting to it as if it's one large major stress. So I think most people can understand that if you go through a major trauma, such as an unexpected loss of a loved one, a major car accident, you lose your job, your house burns down, or any other kind of major traumatic event that you can think of, that the stress on us, most people can understand that. And often, because you don't want to compare yourself, well, it's not like my stress is like that. It's not like I had this major loss. I'm just having this stress from my job. The thing is, though, is that if we work at a level where the stress is high and it's chronic, it's consistent, it's constant, or we have certain situations at home that is chronic or consistent or constant, that we need a break in there somewhere, or over time that the cumulative of the chronic stress acts on our body much the same way as a major trauma or a major stress. The analogy I like to use with my clients is if you get cut with a major gash, it's easy to see that this is a problem. But if you think of 1,000 paper cuts, that one, it's not a big deal. But if you have a bunch of them, it becomes a gash, just like if it were to happen all at once. And then at some point, you're going to have to deal with things as if it's the large gash. So a mental health day, really, the idea of it isn't to be lazy or get away from work or just shirk your duties. The idea is that we need a break in there, maybe in addition to our usual holidays or vacations that have their own kind of stress to it, where it's just a day that is kind of as we need it, out of the blue, unexpected, spontaneous, so that we're able to balance some of that stress out. And in fact, the spontaneity of it is part of what can really be helpful about it, as opposed to having it planned like with a vacation. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on my second reason for taking a mental health day. The second reason that taking a mental health day is so important is sometimes the idea of a mental health day from work isn't necessarily that the work is stressful or that we don't enjoy the job or that there's something wrong. Sometimes it's about really just kind of being pushed along by the job, and we've lost a sense of control over our lives and over the decisions that we can make about our lives. So when we take a mental health day, we are tapping in that we get to choose how to spend our day. We get to choose for ourselves what is important and what is priority, and then we're able to act on that by taking a day for ourselves to do whatever it is that we want or need to do, even if it means stepping away from work. If you're not convinced yet, I got one more. The last reason that I wanted to talk about today for taking a mental health day is because sometimes the thing that drives us to work and ultimately to overwork is the wrong kind of drive. This gets a little tricky because how can you know if something is the wrong kind of drive? Many of the clients that I work with, they talk about if they take a break, if they stop, if they're not constantly going, they start to feel guilty, they start to feel anxiety. And the belief is that the guilt and anxiety come from because you're neglecting your duties at work and that you're letting people down, that work is going to be neglected. And the anxiety and guilt and other negative feelings are caused because you're not working. In my experience, though, working with clients, is that the excessive amount of work is what's pushing the guilt and anxiety down. And so then if you start approaching the idea of not working as much, and if you take steps to actually not work as much, the underlying feelings that have always been there start to come up. And the purpose of the work is to actually push those feelings down. If that's the case, then what's pushing you to work might be the wrong type of drive, or one that isn't particularly helpful and is going to continue a cycle of feeling exhausted, feeling anxious, feeling guilty for taking time off. And this is a little bit tricky, so we don't always know until we take a break and then start to look at what is our drive for work. What is it that makes us do what we're doing at the level that we're doing on a consistent basis? What is that prevents us from accessing what we have available to us, such as PTO or sick days, and to utilize them for what we decide is important for us on that day, what we need to take care of ourselves? Is it really because we're going to feel bad, we're going to feel anxious, we're going to feel guilty because we are not doing that work? Or is it because these feelings inside of us we're trying to push down start to come up? So taking a mental health day will help you to be able to explore that. And if this is a new concept for you, this might be something worth exploring in therapy and getting to understand yourself a little bit better and your own motivations and your own drives. Whew, I'm so glad I did that. It was just perfect. It's exactly what I needed, just to feel much more relaxed, more calm. Help me to feel more in control of my life. Fish, what you doing? Oh, Fish. Fish. I'm making my video. Can I make my video? So you may be thinking, Bethany, you can't do this all the time. And you'd be right, but I can do it. And so can you. And that's really the point. I mean, clearly we have to be productive and we have to work. Most of us do in order to make money, to get paid and have a roof over your head. All of that makes sense. But the idea of a mental health day, particularly a spontaneous one, is that you are regaining control of your life and that you are putting yourself first. And actually it will help you when you go back to work to feel stronger and to feel better. So take the mental health day. That will help you to do a better job. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed spending this time together. My name is Bethany Brunn. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I hope today's video helped you to get back to you. Bye. It's hot out here, I'm sweating. Ooh, it's hot.
No, baby girl.
It's flipping hot. Okay. Oh. Eh! Thanks, babe. You're best. I'm so sweaty. Why did I decide to do this in May? Okay, that's not like